Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited about today's video. Today we're going to be talking about Montessori. If you have clicked on this video, then either you're already aware of what Montessori is or you follow me on social media and you're intrigued to learn more. So I'm very excited to share with this. Montessori actually comes from Dr. Maria Montessori, who is an educator and is also best well known for her philosophies on education and how a child can learn naturally. I actually stumbled on this on YouTube I want to say not too long after I had Tatum, probably like 6 or 8 months in. And I watched a YouTube video of a family called the Hapa family, I think is how you say it, H-A-P-A. I'll try and link her page in the description box so you can check her out because she has tons of really good information. But she recommended a book called the Montessori Toddler. If you follow me on social media, you know this book. You know it. I talk about it all the time. This is it. Love it. It's like my Bible for how to get started on Montessori. If you don't have it, and after this video you really think you might want to do something like this in your home, I highly recommend starting with that book first because it's a great base. So one of the things is Montessori is also mostly commonly known as a way to educate your child. So there's Montessori schools, but what people don't know is that you can actually practice this in your home. You can be full-blown Montessori, or you can just incorporate Montessori into your home, which is more like what we do. Montessori is really based on learning a lot more naturally and organically, kind of not using too much technology and gadgets and things like that. We use a little bit of both. I definitely use more Montessori methods than I do like with technology, but we do live in this day and age, and my child is going to go other places where those things are, so there's not much I can do about it, and that's okay. And we'll do another video on that too, like how you can keep that at home and separate. So, but the first thing we're going to talk about, y'all know I have to make my notes. I have to make my notes. I don't want to forget. The first one is setting up a yes space. So this means that you're setting up a space that your child is safe throughout the day and where they can do things and run freely without getting hurt. So you'll set up a space that their toys are readily available for them and that you don't have to worry about them breaking things and things like that. And the reason for this is that you want your child to be able to be creative without saying no too often. A lot of times as parents, we get nervous, we're worried, you know, are they gonna break this? Are they gonna fall? Are they gonna do this or that? And we catch ourselves saying no a lot, when in actuality, we really want to encourage our child to be creative and learn how to fix things on their own or be able to get things on their own. A lot of Montessori that I really like is the independence aspect of it. And basically what that means is that you make things readily available to them. So for example, he's got a little IKEA kitchen, and I set that kitchen up so that it has his own plates, and he's got his own bowl and fork and spoon that he's able to get out on his own, so that when we do get ready to eat, he can go get them and he can take them to his seat, or once we're done eating, he can go drop them into the kitchen sink. He also has a learning tower that we just recently got, and I absolutely love that because it brings him up to our height, so he's able to do things with us. And then also by making things more readily available to them, they're also less likely to be cranky or agitated because they can't communicate with you what they want. If those things are available to them, they're more likely to be able to get them themselves, and it all around makes them a little more happy. So another thing I do with that is also his toys. So if you've seen some of my other posts that I've done, I keep everything down at his level. This is really great, A, because they're able to reach them on their own, and B, they're more likely to use some of the toys and tasks that you have set out for them that day because they can actually reach them. Another thing that I like to use are the trays, and the trays kind of just set things up for them. So if he has a puzzle that we're working on, or the little blocks that he puts the different shapes in, I can put it on a tray so it's visually appealing to him. Therefore, he's more likely to use that instead of just going and picking up a tablet or some piece of technology that he's just going to sit in front of or watch some kind of TV show. This actually gives him the encouragement to try and learn things on his own without using technology. And it makes things a little more fun because it's hands-on. And that's another reason why I really started this as well, is because I learn better hands-on. I always have. And I feel like he might end up being that way. He is mine. So I want to be able to provide things for him that he can learn hands-on, because I want him to get a better understanding and a better grasp of things. So the more able you are to display things for them and put them down at their level so that they're able to see them. Also make sure that you don't overcrowd them with too much, because then they're never really focused on that one task of learning how to put the puzzle pieces where they're supposed to go, or thread the little rings onto a threader, because there's so many other things going on that they almost lose that concentration. And that's another reason you'll see in Montessori that a lot of times they use a lot of like more natural toys, things that are made of wood. That way it keeps the child's focus a little more so that they can concentrate on what it is that you're trying to do. So it's much more, you're still in Montessori, they call it, or they say that playing is learning. So you're just making things that you're actually teaching your child things, but in the process, it's still a toy. So you're able to, at 19 months, he's able to, tell me some of his colors, and we're working on counting and separating things and learning different textures. Like we have these little things. I created a little thing from an old oatmeal jar that we had and poked a little hole in it so that he could put little puffs in it. And we count them and we put the colors in. So it's still a game, but he's also able to still learn while we're doing that. Another one is to encourage your child to play on their own. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be right there with them. I'm usually on the floor with him while we're doing these things, but I'm only helping him if either he needs the help or he's asking me for it. Because the more that you give your child that creativity and that space to try and fix the problem or solve the problem on their own, then they are able to do it. So I catch myself sometimes, like for example, if he's trying to put the shapes in the little block and he's having a hard time, to just want to step in and do it for him. But I have to remember that he's not going to learn if I do it for him. So I'll sit there and I'll watch him and I'll observe what he's doing and how he's doing it. And then after a few minutes, if I can tell he's starting to get a little irritated with it, I'll ask him, would you like me to help you put the block in the hole? And then at that point, I'll step in and just kind of show it and then let him finish doing it. That just gives him that encouragement and that empowerment that he can do it himself. So let them do things as far as they can. Try not to step in too soon. That way that they're able to accomplish it. I mean, he's already able to go throw things away in the trash can by himself, put his stuff in the sink, put his stuff in his kitchen. It just makes him a lot more independent, and he is learning just daily tasks that we do around the house. So it's really nice to be able to do that. Another good tip that I've got is, as far as Montessori goes and being able to incorporate it into your parenting life, is to find a negative moment, find a positive in a negative moment. So if your child is having a tantrum, or if they are getting upset because something isn't going their way and you can just kind of tell that it's about to go down, you can use that as a learning experience. So for example, if he is wanting to play with a specific toy and we have to go, or we have to go for a ride in the car and he doesn't want to be in the car seat. Use those moments to really sit down and talk with your child. You would be surprised at what they understand, and just explain to them what you're doing. And a lot of times he calms down when I get down to his level. He's knowing that I have sympathy for him being upset. A lot of times people don't understand that your child is not strategically trying to make you mad. They just don't know what's going on. Their brains are not as developed as ours. Their sense of understanding, they just don't know. And it's our jobs as their parents to guide them. And that's a big thing with Montessori, is to just strictly guide them, not necessarily tell them what to do. Let them kind of figure things out on their own. So if we're in a moment of frustration and he's upset about something, the biggest one I always talk about is him always wanting to go outside. As much as I love that he wants to go outside, and I encourage him to want to go outside, because I want him to see all the things and enjoy the grass and walking around barefoot or watering the flowers. I involve him in all of those things, even when cooking dinner and doing other things like that. It's really good to involve your child, because that's really all it is that they want to be a part of what we're doing. They're in this young stage and this young point in their life that they're just absorbing everything. So if you can just explain to them, hey baby, we can't go outside right now. We've really got to come in here and cook dinner. Why don't you come help me? And then you can put your child into the learning tower, let them stand up there with you, and maybe they can cut up some bananas while you're cutting up some other vegetables that you're gonna be cooking. Or if you're making some muffins, you can help them kind of stir the bowl. And it really just takes that moment from, yes, you're having to say no about something, but you're taking it to another experience that they're able to be involved in, and therefore they feel that sense of accomplishment of that they're part of the family and they want to help too. Because our children don't see things as chores or tasks or jobs. They just see it as helping, and they see us doing things and they want to do that too. So if you catch your child constantly being upset or constantly throwing a fit or having a tantrum or something, it's more likely that they just want your attention. They want you to stop for a minute and stop folding clothes and stop vacuuming or stop doing dishes and give them some attention. I mean, it's hard enough if you work full time that we don't really get to see our kids that much. So if you're not able to involve them, just stop what you're doing for a few minutes, give them that attention that they need and they want, and if not, I would just involve them. Let them know that they are part of the family and that they can do things just like he loves to put clothes into the dryer. He loves to help pull them out of the dryer. And just keep in mind that these things will take time. Stop for a minute and just let go of, I have to do this right now. I've got to hurry up and do this. I've got to get the clothes in the dryer. I've got to wash dishes. And then just stop and then take it as a moment of learning with your child and let them be involved in it. And you would be surprised how much they just love it. I mean, his little face just lights up when he gets to take the little wool dryer balls out and he's throwing them all around the house. And I'm like, that's fine. He's not damaging anything. He's learning. This is something that we do at home, and it's just a fun thing for him. So that's the other thing. One of the biggest other reasonings that I enjoy Montessori is because it teaches you most about yourself, and it teaches you how to be a better parent and be more present and enjoy the things that we're not going to get back. I mean, this time in his life is such a small little squishy time, and we're just not going to get these moments back. So it just reminds us to sit and take the time with them and spend time and let them learn things, teach them things in everything. As far as like even just giving him options, I always give him like 2 options of whether what he wants to eat or what he wants to wear, and I make things easily accessible to him so that he can help. So I have a basket with his clothes in it, or we have a little shoe rack by the front door that we keep so he can take his shoes off of the rack and pick out what shoes he wants to wear for the day. And his toys are all at one level so he can decide what he wants to play with. We also have a cabinet that has his little snacks in it that I'll set up throughout the week, that if he wants a snack, he can go and open the cabinet. He can pick out what he wants. Let's be honest, that is a hard one, girl, trying to figure out what your child wants to eat. So if you have little snacks that you can put in a cabinet or a cupboard down below that they can get to, they can see them. I like to use these reusable Ziploc bags. I put all of the little treats or snacks in there. That way it's clear, he can see them and he can pick out what he wants, and then we waste less food because he was able to pick out what he was wanting in the moment. So this is just to kind of get you started, and hopefully some of the pictures and stuff have helped. I definitely highly recommend getting the book or doing a little bit of your own research and seeing how you can help your child develop. I really think that this is going to set him up really well for school. There's also tons of toys and educational things that you can get on Amazon of things just to kind of get you started. If you do love this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. I would love for you to subscribe. Comment below what some of your favorite Montessori hacks are, or if you have any questions or other books that you might want to know about. I'd be happy to answer anything that I can. Feel free to share it. Please make sure you subscribe. It supports my channel. It does. It really does. So I love y'all. I hope this helps get you started. We'll definitely do more of these about with tantrums, how you can set up a space. I can show you some other things as far as that goes too. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have an amazing day. Until next time, bye.